Hi, everyone. My name is Shimada, and I'm based in Madrid, Spain. And I am a hair and makeup artist. And I'm missing being around people talk. I've invited two lovely ladies to share their experience in being in quarantine, which we are all located in Madrid. And we've been on quarantine. Well, myself, I've been on for about 4 weeks now. Or is this the fifth week, maybe? But I wanted them to share their experiences and what's going on. How are we doing throughout all this? Melissa is from New York, and Claudia is from Texas, and so here it is. So here's our conversation, totally unscripted and totally. I've never done this before, so here we are. And I would like to say this. I would like for people to know this, that to remember that your gift is the source of your value. Okay, here it is.
Okay, well,
I'm a talker. I have mine.
This is
now.
Shimada. I'm from the
Yay!
Spain.
So Shimada.
And we were going to have another person, but I don't know what happened. So it's just so Claudia, you guys, what happened? Say it again.
So you miss us or what?
Oh, I miss you guys. You know, I miss our conversations around the color bar. You know?
Yes. And my hair misses you too.
Yeah. But I guess it's time for all of us to take a break because of, just life's experiences. And maybe it's time for us to finally just stop for a moment and breathe. How have you been by yourself? Because we all live by ourselves. So, how have you guys fared?
Go ahead.
For me, it's been a learning experience. I barely spend this much time with myself. So, I mean, in a way, it presented this whole situation presented itself as a moment for me to just be still and to, take on start projects that I haven't started before, or, to explore ideas. I had a lot of time to reach out to family, to friends I have lost contact with. So I don't know, this moment presented itself as a gift in a way to do things you haven't been able to do before, just reflect, do a lot of reflecting.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Have you been speaking more on the telephone?
Oh yeah. All day.
Yeah.
All day. I need to make a schedule to not look at my phone, because as I have family in New York and the time difference here, maybe I'm getting ready to go to bed and then they're calling me to catch up, and I'm like, okay, well, all right, let me give them the time of day, and then I find myself going to bed 3:00 in the morning sometimes, just talking or catching up, or yeah, it's insane. My schedule is a mess.
Yeah.
What do you normally do for work?
Oh, I'm a infantile teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, so
that's also. But has it changed or what's going on?
Oh yeah, I mean, at first no one knew how to address the situation. We got word March 11th or the 10th that schools were going to be closed, and no one knew. We had we weren't prepared. So we were all frantic, and we sent the kids home. Some of the kids went home with books, some didn't, and we were just taking it day by day. Each day my boss would give us instructions okay, we're going to make videos today. And then just last week we started with Zoom classes, and that's been interesting because for me, technology, I'm not that great with it. So, and especially to use technology like this for small kids, 2-year-olds, what are they doing with the computer,
It's impossible.
So, I mean,
they don't understand.
No, they don't. And that's what's so interesting, how when this is all said and done, how this will have changed us. The change is going to change the way we live, how
Absolutely.
we communicate, how we're communicating, how the kids, how people are learning now is going to be different. We're going to all be so accustomed to sitting in front of these computers, I think, more and more and more. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Well, I think it has good and bad, probably.
Totally.
Claudia, you're in the teaching world also, aren't you?
Yes. I don't teach anymore.
What has changed for you guys?
the same thing that's going on with you. We're not a school, like an actual colegio. We're in academia. So, um, yeah, the same thing happened. We always have clases presenciales, so like
What
in
is that?
person classes in the
What did you
center,
say?
like in person classes, like where you meet in person. We never do anything. We've never done anything online either.
Oh, right.
Um, so I mean, I think it was like a Monday where they decided to close the schools by Wednesday. So because it was a Monday evening because they gave 24 hours to the parents to figure out logistics of what they were going to do once they had to have their kids at home, and they were not allowed to go to school. So that's the reason they only gave, because legally they only needed to give 24 hours notice. So the same thing happened with us. We had to decide, do we want to close the academies before they make it mandatory for private academies to be closed, like for health concern for our clients, etc., or do we want to stay open until they make it mandatory for us to close as well? What to do? So we decided to close the same time the schools did, just so we can give ourselves a little bit, like hours more time, basically, to start planning what we're going to do. If we're going to do anything virtually, are we just going to have to close? What's going to happen? So it was really crazy for us to.
How old are your kids?
They're we give mommy and me classes too, so that's like from 1 to 2 year olds. And then then we have our regular classes, like the normal class is from 3 to 12. So like a wide variety of like young kids, and like the babies, we're offering the same type situation what you guys are doing via Zoom, but um, it's really hard. They can't
It's so
understand.
hard.
No, you can't. They can't understand that it's a class. Like they don't know. And I'm sure they're just getting familiar with like video calls and things like this from family because they want to be with family and see family too. But even that, I have a nephew in the States, and he'll look at me in the photo, in the video or whatever, for like a second and then like run away,
And they're gone. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
because he doesn't know what's happening. He just sees
Okay,
a
right.
picture. He probably thinks it's a video, like not somebody talking to him.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's difficult.
I feel like it's going to be like September all over again. Like in September where kids have to adapt and get used to like a classroom setting. So here they have to adapt to this as this being their source of, I don't know, education. So it's going to be a learning curve for us all to.
And since everybody's home right now, like they have younger siblings, they have older siblings, they have the parents are working from home, so the background distractions are impossible to control. I mean, everything happens at home because everyone's at home, so it's really hard.
I think being home is a problem.
Huh?
I'm saying being home is a problem just for me because it's like, for me, home is a place where I rest, you sleep, you eat, not work. You know what I mean? So it's just like even that on its own is getting hard to get used to.
Yeah.
And like at first, when we first started this, it's like, oh, I have all this time. I'm going to work out. I'm going to read. I'm going to do this. And then finally, I found myself doing a lot of nothing. It's just like.
I have the opposite. I'm like always working.
Yeah.
Are you doing things?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have my moments.
I remember the first day that I didn't even know it was going to happen. I didn't even know this was happening. But one of the clients was in the area, and she came by and she told us that they're going to shut it down, and things are out of the store. And I mean, it was kind of a panic moment. And
totally.
So that day when I went home, I went to the grocery store, but there wasn't anything there. It was all gone, and people were just in their faces. You could just see a bit of despair or just
because I think the reason it was like so. I think the reason it was so drastic is because no action. For me, in my opinion, no action was taken before they announced they were going to close the school, and so nobody took it so seriously until that moment. And even like me included, like I didn't really take it so seriously. My boyfriend did for a while now, but I didn't. was
But a
just
lot
like
of us didn't.
maybe like hoping that it wasn't like what he was saying was not gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of us, and as you can see around the world, I mean, a lot of the people, they just didn't take it serious. I mean, who knew?
No,
I mean, who knew that it was going to get
to
like
get
this?
this far.
And we're all in Madrid, and
Mhm.
so it's said that this is such a hot spot. There's so many people. I had one of my clients, one of my dear clients, she lost her husband a few days back, and that was very that was deep. That was deep
Yeah,
because though I mean
yeah, that's hard.
those type of things is just, I don't know, it's almost unimaginable in at
Well,
this
it is
time that we're
unimaginable.
all experiencing this historical moment that I guess, well, of course we'll never forget it.
No.
I don't know, where do we go from here? What do you see yourself, how do you see yourself after this? Like, what do you see yourself doing? Do you feel this will have changed you or has changed you already?
Wow. You mean like once we're able to like leave
Yeah,
again and
yeah. I mean,
socialize with the world?
we're still like in the midst of it, but
Um,
like, like where can you like maybe think that you see yourself? I see things more clearer because I mean, you guys know me. As much as I work. I mean, I don't know. I breathe working, you know,
I
and it's
know,
like
I
this is
know
the first time ever that I've ever
that you
actually
stopped.
that I've ever had this moment just to stop, and I have to stop, not because I want to, but I have to stop, and I've been able to see things more clear, just see humanity, I think, even more clear, and just how people are with one another, and I don't know, it's made me reflect, you know, and look at that. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say where I see myself after. I know that I've tried to creatively, do things, but it's difficult to focus because you have to try and think of, everybody says, you have to be positive, which is true. We have to be positive. However, when you're in the midst of something like this and you are by yourself, I mean, literally, I mean, we can all say that, although I do have a dog, but we're still by ourselves as opposed to some people that is with a companion or, their families or whatever. But it makes you really internalize, yourself. And we're all in different countries. We don't live in our home country either. I think that makes it even a bit more difficult, maybe. So
For me, I don't know if I agree with that because we're all isolated basically. I mean, in the States, it's a bit different. But if I lived back home in Texas and I was quarantined at home, I couldn't leave to see my family really either. So
yeah, well, that's
I
true.
feel, I
But if you
honestly
lived
feel,
with them,
clo- I honestly feel closer, like just as close as everyone else is. For example, like to my parents, I feel like I can get just as close to my parents as everyone back home can get, and I haven't felt like that in a long time because of the distance, and now everything right now is getting together through technology, and through technology, I can be just there too.
okay, yeah, yeah.
Wow, imagine this happening like 20 years ago. You know
I
what I mean?
cannot. Yeah,
What,
that would
With
be.
all the
before September
technologies that we
11th?
have today.
What, before September 11th?
No, but I mean, like, look how
Before
advanced we are with
they.
our technologies. We have like
Oh,
Skype, we
right,
have Zoom, we have the internet to help facilitate this madness. So I'm
right.
just thinking if this was
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's happened in the past in early 1900s, but nowadays, I mean, it is easier to cope with the situation thanks to the
Right,
technology that's available to us. Yeah.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, with all of this happening, it does make you feel more grateful and like you can't take things for granted as you did in the past, like I read a joke the other day where it was like when they said the last call, like when you go to the bar and it's like, last call for drinks, you didn't think that was going to be the last call for like 2 months, you know what I
Oh
mean?
my God. Yeah, right, right, right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, and then like a lot of people had plans, like, oh, I'll see you tomorrow, girl, or I'll see you next week. We're gonna go hang out, and it's like, look what happened. Like you can't really. You just gotta take things day by day, and it makes you more like grateful and more appreciative for each moment you have with anybody, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And so what time do you guys usually get up in the mornings? Claudia, you're still working, but both of you guys are still working, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I set an alarm now because I have to do these Zoom classes. So maybe like 9 o'clock I'll wake up. But if I have no classes, I don't know. I'm in and out of the bed all day. So
Okay. And then what? Go to sleep maybe at 3, 2 o'clock in the morning?
yeah, my sleeping habits are out of whack. It's ridiculous. I really need to I need to give myself a schedule, but I'm very open because I want to, you know, communicate with my family. They want to make sure you're okay. So I have to give them some time of my day. So
yeah,
I'm going to give myself a curfew or something because it's too much.
Yeah.
I have to make myself a deadline, like of when I need to stop working, because that like, you know, the separation of work and home is really hard for me because I live in a teeny tiny flat in La Latina. And so like it's tiny, and so everything's just one space, you know. So I have to stop working like by this time, because if not I can just do it all day long. And I wake up really early and just do it all day long until like 9, 10, 11, doesn't matter. And so now I've been more disciplined with myself just in schedule. I wake up early every day, maybe like 9, but even maybe Sunday's the day that I don't wake up like at 9. But I go to bed around 2 probably as well. But I've been better like than even when I was back, I mean, working normally, because I have more like time to be home. So for example, I'm eating like more healthy habits and eating and organized.
Well, me
like
too.
I don't
I'm
ever eat.
eating healthier for sure.
Yeah, I usually only eat one meal a day or something like that. But now I'm able to, you know, I eat breakfast every day, I eat lunch every day, I eat dinner every day. I have a snack in between those things every day, and I've been able to do all that. So it's been okay. It's been good.
Yeah.
Here
To the
we
bedroom,
Listen.
to your living room, or I'm gonna go out to the bathroom. You know,
Listen.
This is going out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's
And
about
this
it.
is too. That's right.
But I definitely agree with you, Claudia, about having like creating a schedule and sticking to it, because I find myself also dedicating a lot of my day working. You know, I'm like, what about me? Like, I need to spend time to like, you know, disconnect at some point. So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, because like also like emotion, you know, like the mental health aspect of all of this is quite difficult. And I like my therapist told me from the beginning when this was happening, she was like, you'd have to make sure that you set yourself a schedule, you know, and
Oh yeah.
so and I kind of was doing that before she mentioned, but I was more strict on myself about doing it because I know that I could probably like slump into like this, like I don't feel like I don't have the energy to do so much, you know. So I even make sure I don't live in a bajo, so I would love to live on the ground floor.
So what is a
Would you
bajo?
really?
Tell the people.
Well, just for this time, not normally.
Tell the people what that is. Nobody.
Like the ground floor is what I
said. This is
said.
going around the world.
Yeah, to live on the ground floor, and because I'm a dancer and I want to dance, and like I can't do that and have my neighbors hate me right now, and so
oh, with all the on your heels.
Yeah.
Clapping on the heels.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do it during the day, maybe it's okay. Just don't do it at night, perhaps. So I don't know.
But she does flamenco.
Yeah,
she does flamenco. She's not doing ballerina dancing.
Oh, wow. Wow, never mind.
I'm probably not be dancing, you know, but flamenco is like intense with the amount of noise that it would make for my neighbors downstairs.
Oh yeah, I would not be happy if I were your neighbor.
I wouldn't either. No.
So I've been doing other things, and I've made sure to like set time to work out, to do those things, because I can stay just stationary. And I cook. I like to cook. I'm a pastry chef, and I like to bake.
She's a pastry chef. Do you happen to have any of? Oh man, she's incredible. Do you happen to have any pictures of your stuff? I think I do. I mean,
Maybe.
she is, I'm not
What?
kidding you. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, she is set
she's
then.
incredible.
That is not a good thing right now because, well, one, it's hard to find flour, like
It is.
Yeah,
I
but
noticed that.
it is harder. But I found flour not so
Look
long
at this
ago.
is one of her pieces.
What are you showing?
You can't see it, Shimada. Put it closer to the camera, maybe.
Oh, that's
What?
Is that incredible?
that's you know
Oh,
this.
wow.
I'm not kidding you. Her work
That's
is just
my birthday cake I made for
her work
myself
is incredible.
You made it for yourself? Good
Yes,
for you.
we were already confined.
Okay, look at this one, Melissa.
Good for you. Oh my
Melissa.
God.
Oh, wait.
Wow. And you do it for yourself or like do you
Well,
sell
that
it?
That incredible.
The first one was for myself.
That's her gift. That is her gift.
Shimada, let me talk. My gosh.
It is. That's your gift.
He's just trying to give you your moment of glory.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, it's like, I mean, she is really, I mean, and her stuff is visual, so you can show it. I mean, like my work is visual, you know, we can show it. You know, in fact, I shot in, and so I'll have to have you back, Melissa, and we'll do like a motto of the month. A thing where I have other people. I wish I had photographs, but what year was that I photographed you?
Wow. 4 years ago, maybe?
She's on the wall. I wish I had a copy of the picture, but I don't.
Which one? Which one are you, Melissa?
She's on the wall and she has all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if Shimada, I don't know if I might have a picture.
You have
but for me to find it quickly, it's going to be quick at all with my phone. So, yeah, but definitely. I mean, you have time now, Shimada. You can do many of these sessions.
Yeah. But I just wanted to do this because, you know, I wanted to do something like this inside the salon, and we speak around the color bar. And since we're all isolated, I thought maybe this would be kind of easier to get people together. Although I'm assuming that this is just as difficult to get people together. Well, you know,
I know everyone has.
But what the heck, you know? I mean, this is unscripted. This is not, you know. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done something like this. But I thought, you know, I would share with people. I mean, you know, I'm so used to being around people every day, you know, and chatting with people and hearing about their lives, and I do miss that. And you guys hearing about my life. You know, and, you know, the isolation has brought us all just I don't know.
Close.
Yeah, maybe. You know, I guess we'll see in the end. I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistically cautious with saying it that people are going to be, you know, better, but I don't know.
I think so.
You work hard every day and you obtain your little, you know, your piece of pie in the sky, you know, and you don't want anybody to come and take it away from you. And I don't know. Appreciate you guys taking this time to share.
No problem.
You know, a bit of your experience and you know, we'll see where we go from here.
No.
You know?
Well, thanks for having us.
And thank you.
We're gonna get a haircut.
Yeah. And we'll see what happens. Okay. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Okay.
Bye.